Hello everyone and welcome to Kitchen Week, a series where we explore Casework families in Revit. More specifically, we'll have a look at the brand new Casework collection by BIM Pure. In the first episode in the series, we will recreate this kitchen called the Purist kitchen. I have an image here with a fully annotated version of this kitchen. So we'll use this as a guide to recreate the same thing using the BIM Pure Casework family. Let's go to a floor plan view. The first thing is that I'm going to recreate this wall corner just like that. And then we can select a base cabinet family. You can pick any of them in the finger pole category. So selecting this family, I copy and paste it and place it next to the wall. Next, I want to place the corner piece. If I look at the image, you can see this is a corner family. I will select this one, copy and paste it, and once again, move it so it is in the corner of this wall, so I can adjust the position. Next, I want to ensure that the corner piece has all of the right dimensions. So we have the L length, this is this value at 400, this seems good. And the entire width is 1200. But if I want to verify if this is 600, I can quickly draw a line. Everything seems fine for this corner, so I'm not touching it. Next, I want to modify this element. According to the drawing, it should have a width of 600 millimeters. So I'm changing the width here from 700 to 600. Okay, now let's move it. Else I can have a look at the other dimension, the depth, the height, the kick depth and height. Everything seems good, so I will just use these default values. Then I can copy this one over here. If I look at the image again, the next one should be 800 millimeters, and then we have a piece at 1200. Okay, so this one should be 800 millimeters. I'm going to move it just like this, and this one should be 1200. So just changing the values in the width. You'll notice that all of these families in the Casework collection, almost all of the dimension are instance parameter. The reason it is way faster to modify the dimensions. Okay, now let's place the family on the other sides. We have two families open shelves of 1200 millimeters. So I will create new instances, and the front of the cabinet is represented by this arrow over here. So we know this is the front, and we can move it just right there. The width is 1200, and now I can copy this piece. So the base cabinets are done. Next, I want to do the top cabinets. So I will take one of these top cabinet families right here and copy them to match the position right here. If I look at the image once again, I have a few 600 piece and one that 800. So this one, I'm going to change the value to have 600 and move it right here. I can ensure that the positioning is correct, and then I will copy it like this. And then this one should be 800 millimeters and place it here. Then I will show you a cool tip. If you want to be more efficient while you're modeling. Let's say that I want to stretch this. Yes, I can adjust the value here by typing, or you could also use the align tool, select the reference line, place your cursor, but don't click immediately. Use the tab tool. So I hit tab, and you can see instead of a dash line, you have this reference line that is placed in the family. So if I select this, the family is going to be stretched instead of being moved. So I have all my top cabinets right here. I need to place one according to the image for the final one on the right. I will press spacebar a few times, then use the align tool, pick the dash line and not the reference line that is underneath it. And this is going to be moved. And then for the rest, I can do the same thing. Pick one of these lines, press tab, and this is going to actually stretch the family, just like this. Next is to create a countertop family. I have a counter right here. So I copy this element and immediately place it on the corner. To adjust the dimension, I can simply move the grips just like this. And now I can position the sink either by moving these arrows, but if I want to be more precise, you have the sink left side over here. I will use a value of 150 millimeters. Something that you notice as well is that the dash line pattern is different from the base cabinet to the top cabinet. This is deliberate to help you easily distinguish the base and top cabinet when modeling your kitchens. Okay, we're done positioning all of these cabinet families. Let's go to a 3D view. The next thing to do, so this is the reference kitchen. This is the one we've just modeled. A few things to change. First, I'm going to select all of these families. Oh yeah, and while doing this, we notice something wrong happening here. This family is placed at the bottom, so I simply need to adjust the elevation from level to be the same as all of the other top cabinets. So now I can select all of the families and change the material. I will start with the panel material. In this case, I want white, so I search for it in the materials, select laminate white, and then do the same thing for the shelf material. Nice, and now I must change the material of the countertop family. I will select here, it is currently stone, but we also want white. I guess I could use porcelain, probably doesn't make sense, but since I'm lazy, I'll just use it for now. Okay, we're almost there. Now you notice that we need to change all the types. We have like drawers, open shelf. The way that the BIM Pure Casework collection is done, it makes the process very simple. You just need to select one of these families and you need to change to a different type. In here, instead of one drawer and one double door, we can pick drawers array. And you can see that this family is transformed to have drawers instead. And now in this case, we have 4 drawers. This is something I can easily change here with the parameter called number of shelves drawers. So I will switch this to have 4 instead. Now these 2 families should be double doors instead of having this drawer on top. So I will switch using double door instead. Next, these 2 instances should be open shelves. So same thing, I'm going to look at the type and switch to using open shelves instead. And we have 3 shelves right now, so this is correct. And finally, this one we have, it should be 4 doors. So in the type, I will switch to using 4 doors instead. Okay, now we have a problem that you might notice is that we should have created 2 instances on top here, such as in the reference kitchen. So this is something I actually can do in a 3D view. I don't have to go back to a floor plan view. I will select the instance and switch the width from 1200 to have 600 instead. And then I can copy this family using shortcut CO, slightly move it. And then to adjust the position, let's move it a bit more. I will use the align tool in the 3D view, select this reference and click over here. And there we go. The next thing I could do is to adjust the position of this joint over here. So I will select all of these families and adjust the top panel height. Let's try 380 to see if that works. Maybe it's aligned to the shelf. Yeah, so this is about right. And finally, this family should be open shelves as well. Okay, and these 2 should also be open shelves. Something else that you might notice in the reference kitchen is that these 2 families are higher and they don't have a toe box or a kick box. So I'll select both of them and uncheck this kick box visibility parameter. So the bottom kick box, toe box is removed, and then we can adjust the kick height. So currently it's at 100 millimeters. Let's adjust to, let's say, 250. There we go. I think our kitchen is pretty much complete. Oh, now a final detail. You can see that on the top cabinets over here, we have filler elements at the bottom, maybe to hide lighting or something along those lines. So we'll select every single one of these families. And you can see here we have the top and the bottom filler. And you also see different offsets. So the first thing we're going to do is to remove all of these offset value and set them to 0. So this is basically if you want to push the filler inward just to leave a little gap with the panels. So we don't really need any of that. So we're going to set all of the values to 0. And then we'll activate this checkbox that says bottom filler front. Just like that. Although actually we should probably leave a gap because since these shelves don't have a door, it looks a bit strange. So I'm going to select all of these families and change the filler front offset to a value of 19, which is the same as the panel thickness in this case. Okay, good. Now I probably want to fill this part as well. So I'm going to check the box that says bottom filler left, like that. And for this family, I'm going to check the box that says bottom filler right. Okay, so I need to do the same thing for this one. So I will select it. I can remove the side offset for the filler and then check the box for the front, the left, and the right side. Okay, so I think the kitchens are pretty much identical now. So that's it. Head on over to bimpure.com/casework to learn more about the BIM Pure Casework collection and get a free family sample. This collection is available in both metric and imperial units, from Revit 2022 to Revit 2026.